Hey there, and I'm hoping you're ready for a Mindset Monday. This is a second time around, and there's a lot of settings that go into making sure that I am getting out there to you guys. So if you're watching live, please let me know that you are. Make sure you go ahead and comment and let me know if you like this content. If you do, give me like a GIF or a smiley or something. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd also love to know what kinds of content you'd like to hear about in the future. And if you're catching replay, drop a 2 in the comments for me because I love to know that you caught up and you are getting to get value out of these lives that I do. So today is a Mindset Monday, and I wanted to go into talking about a problem that a lot of us creatives have. As artists with multiple interests, you may be the kind of person who has many different creative outlets that you actually like to perform in or do something in, create in. And one of the biggest things that I hear from a lot of creatives who have multiple interests is, well, how do I present that to others? What exactly do I do to make sure that people don't laugh at me or take me non-seriously? Or I've got maybe a music background and I'm also an illustrator. Well, how do I talk to people who are just interested in the music and maybe they don't care about the fact that I illustrate, or whatever that might be for you? These multiple creative interests can become a real distraction for people, but for you, it's your lifestyle. It's who you are. It's something that makes you unique. And so I wanted to talk about this because I think there's a couple of solutions. A lot of people are also worried about how they should display themselves on social media for this problem. And really, it is a mindset issue because it comes from you feeling like there is something you have to be or do for others to like you or to care about what you do. Now, that may be the case for real. Like, yes, this happens. But what really comes down to is understanding that you are an integrated whole. You personally are this person who does a number of different things. The problem is likely the story that you're telling yourself in your head about what other people think, how they're going to act, what's going to happen if you do this or that and the other thing. And we can get so caught up in this idea of what's going to happen that we don't want to take action. We're worried that we're going to make a mistake and we're going to put ourselves out there in the wrong way, and it'll all be over and everything's done and you're never going to have a chance again to be famous or amazing or successful. This is not true. What's really true is you're an amazing creative person with tons of talent, lots of awesome outlets for you to put all of that talent into. And the fact is, you need to present yourself in a way that is integral to who you are. So when it really comes down to how you present yourself to others, it's super important that you understand what you need to say to people, not how or what you need to do in your life, because you're already doing that. You're already being an amazing musician or writer, performer, someone who's making, paintings, whatever. You're already doing that. Nothing's going to stop that. The fact is, that's who you are and that's what you do. What really comes down to is you understanding that that's okay. I mean, it's totally okay. It is who you are. You can't change that. You can't go back against who you are for someone else's sake. But if you're worried about building a brand around it, you've got to think about how it looks to other people, but in a way that makes sense to you, because these are just petals on a flower. These are just tentacles on your squidliness. I know, I just took a liberty there. Kind of cute, but not to be offensive if you don't like squid. How about octopi? Let's just picture yourself as this amazing, brainy little sea monster that has this fantastic talent. You're super great. And you've got all these little arms that you could do things with, right? And so maybe one arm is something where you do something with writing and words. Maybe another arm is where you like to do music. Where another arm is something that relates to your craftiness or your maker side. Maybe you have a designer arm. All of these are still part of the same animal. Now, if you cut off that tentacle and you presented it to somebody and said, this is who I am, this is what I do, they'll look at you a little funny. What happened? Where's the rest of you? Are you a real person? Are you a real octopus? You're not if you cut a piece off. Oh, that was like a totally weird out there kind of analogy, but I think it's fun and it kind of works. You understand that the octopus is important because as an integral whole, that is who it is. That is what it is. And it's an amazing creature. I mean, all of the things that go into being an octopus, that's fantastic. You're the same. You're a person who has a lot of different pieces to who you are. Let's call them facets to your personality or your interests, whatever that might be. All of that makes you who you are. And the mindset part really has to come into play when you think about how you're an integrated person. And no one should be able to tell you that only one piece of you is more important than another, right? Because it's not. You're essentially a well-rounded human being because of your different interests. And the other key factor that I want to talk about is that you have all of these different parts to you. They make you a very unique you. They make you a very special you. They create a situation where you are unlike any other. That is the gold. That is the really important part right there, to understand that because you are this specific person who does these very different things in a very unique way through your own history, experiences, and thought processes and filters, all of those things, they give you a unique edge against others. They give you a creative edge to be who you are and do the amazing things that you do. So when you go to talk about yourself on social media, you're writing your blog, you're doing lives, whatever it is, make sure that you own those things. People are going to be attracted to you because of the unique you that you are. So that is the key. You need to understand that building an audience around that is to allow them to see into your world. And your world is different. Your world is different than anybody else's. You might have similarities, but the key is that you are different. And people are going to attract to that uniqueness that you have to offer. So embrace all of those parts of you. Make sure that when you go on your social media, you're sharing the different pieces of who you are in ways that are authentic to you. People will attach to those things. If you find that one thing resonates with some people more than another, it's totally okay to chase that down for a little while. Give people a little something of what they want that you have to offer. And then you can always invite them in to the other pieces later. So one of the conversations that came up recently in one of my business groups was, should I have an Instagram for both my music career and my coaching career and my lifestyle and my all this stuff? I thought, how are you going to manage all that stuff? There's so much that goes into managing social media. There's so much that goes into pressing a couple buttons to go live. Like I just had a problem today, trying to get to you guys. That was something that was like 10 steps to getting here. Can you imagine having to do that for 3 or 4 or 5 different single platforms? Like if you had 5 Instagrams for all the different pieces of you, if you have 5 Facebooks, if you have, 10 different, places that you have to go each time, it's not going to work out really well. So understand that you need to start with something that's core to who you are. And that story that you tell to people needs to include those different aspects of who you are. People will attach to different parts of you, and they won't be turned off by the fact that you have something else going on. I mean, everybody has something else going on, but you can learn to segment people. As you build your audience, you'll start to see that some people will resonate with one piece of you and some people will resonate with another, and that's okay. And as you start to do that, there are tools that can help you to segment your audience and understand that you can speak to different people in different ways. That'll all come, but start with the basics. Make sure you're getting really clear on who you are, all of who you are, and put it out there. And put it out there pretty regularly, and let people decide what pieces they truly want to see and love and care about, because they'll easily and simply fall off when they don't want to. And I don't think that they're going to give you trouble about the fact that you have other things going on in your life. If they do, they're not your people. So make sure that you're understanding you are an integrated whole. It's an important facet of who you are. All of those things are important to who you are personally, and that is what's special, and that's what's amazing, and that's what's important about you and your creative career. So good luck. Let me know how you like this, and give me a comment sometime and say, hey, I'll talk to you soon.